My brother's been in and out of boys' homes because of his actions. It's like he's always been deceitful. He's always been a manipulator.
A troubled past and warnings to police that were ignored. The sister of a man accused of killing a Loranger mother and daughter is giving more insight tonight as we continue to learn more about the tragedy. Good evening, I'm Sharice Gibson. Today, the Tangipahoa Parish coroner said Callie Burnett died of multiple sharp force injuries. Her death led to last week's manhunt that ended in Jackson, Mississippi, where her 4-year-old daughter was also found dead. Now, we learned today that the FBI has taken over this investigation, and authorities say this was not the suspect, Daniel Callihan's first run-in with law enforcement. Paul Murphy spoke with a sister who called her brother a master manipulator.
Dixie Hemphill is Daniel Callihan's younger sister. Callihan is accused of killing Callie Burnett in Louisiana and abducting her 2 children. Authorities say he killed Burnett's 3-year-old daughter in Mississippi while on the run.
My brother's been in and out of boys' homes because of his actions. It's like he's always been deceitful. He's always been a manipulator.
Hemphill says Callihan's master manipulation skills were on display Friday when he confessed to the crimes on live TV.
I want to say I was sober and only on Lexapro and off Lexapro, and I'm also diagnosed borderline with the multiple personality disorder.
I'm so angry at him. Where was the remorse? I will keep.
I have to give this sister a lot of respect. Why? Because she's not an enabler. She's speaking the truth. And she was crying for help that, look, it's something wrong with my brother, but no one wanted to listen. So now 2 people is unalive, a mother and a child. And what you do is make sure you hit the like button, share your thoughts and opinions in the comment section, and let's resume.
Saying this, where was the remorse in his interview? Where did y'all see remorse at? Did you see any remorse, or did you only see excuses? That's what his play is. That's what he does when he gets caught.
And she says she's heard those excuses before.
I've heard him talk about the ways he can get away with stuff. So is my other sister. We've heard, other people has. We've heard his mastermind plans, how medicine has a side effect that you can blame it on to get away with stuff.
Hemphill claims her brother admitted to molesting a minor and possibly taking part in the murder of a missing Mississippi man, and that she tried to warn Mississippi authorities about her brother's erratic behavior, but her warnings were ignored.
I contacted judges to try to get him in a mental home. I begged aldermen, I begged all kinds of people to help me put him at least in a mental home.
According to authorities, Burnett had an on-again, off-again relationship with Callihan. Hemphill said another family member told her Callihan was living in a tent on Burnett's property and that he likely killed her after she asked him to leave.
I think he was planning to do it. He plans and he plots. He's good at this. That's why I say he's a mastermind.
Hemphill confirmed her brother was molested as a child and addicted to drugs. Did your brother do meth?
Absolutely.
Did that?
All the signs. This man is definitely a lunatic. He should not be walking the streets. Well, he won't be walking the streets anymore. Look at this carrot head monster and his trifling girlfriend. Are you flipping kidding me? She shouldn't have had this man on the property. I don't know the whole deal, but if you look at him, I don't even know why she was even entertaining his weird wood stick. I'm just saying. Resume.
Change his behavior.
The thing is, as long as Daniel had meth, as long as he had drugs, he was okay. Without them, he is not okay.
Hemphill says even though Daniel Callihan is her brother, if he did what he's now accused of doing, he should pay a heavy price.
I don't think he should die. You know why I think he shouldn't die? It ain't that I don't think he doesn't deserve. I think he should rot in prison. I think he should literally get what he's been asking for. He shouldn't give the...
I like her. No death penalty. Let him rot. Let him think about it. He's so proud to confess that I did such and such. Okay, well then, let's think about it for the rest of your life. Until God says it's time for you to go. Why was he born? Resume.
ever hurt another human life, not a grown-up, not a child, not nobody, because he will.
In Boca Chica, Mississippi, Paul Murphy, WWL, Louisiana.
Hemphill told us Callihan has been in and out of various institutions and was recently kicked out of a facility on the North Shore. Meanwhile, the woman arrested with Callihan made her initial court appearance. Mike McDaniel has more from Jackson.
A few days ago, some officials in Washington, D.C. issued some rules forcing schools to let.
Victoria Cox was emotional at times when answering questions from the judge. She was read her rights as a defendant and then appointed a public defender. She says she has nothing to do with this crime, but the Jackson police chief.
I was trying to be. That's the only thing I could come up. BG, this is insane. What do you? Yeah, we're gonna call it the musty wood stick. Yeah, the musty wood stick. I should title him the musty wood stick. Yep, it probably was a situation. She was telling him, get a job, do something with your life. He got upset. I don't need to do nothing. I'm good. And then he killed her. Unalived her and her daughter. The two daughters. He kidnapped the two daughters. But one is alive, but the other one isn't. With his girlfriend. So she just is sick too. Who's her mama? Who's her daddy? Who raised her? I hope she doesn't have any kids. Resume. We got a lot to cover.
Chief says otherwise. Wearing a dark brown jumpsuit with shackles around her feet and hands, 32-year-old Victoria Cox listened as a judge formally read the charges against her. Cox, along with 36-year-old Daniel Callihan, who wasn't in court Monday, are both charged with capital murder and sexual battery in connection with the death of 3-year-old Aaron Brunette from Tangipahoa Parish.
It is very heinous and horrific and sickening what they did last week.
A search for the girl and her 6-year-old sister started Thursday. That morning, their mother, 35-year-old Callie Brunette, who had dated Callihan, was found dead in her Loranger home. Her car and 2 young daughters were missing.
My question is, how and why did you come to Jackson?
This is why I always, stress in my commentary that I always say is, when you have these type of toxic lunatics, they like to prey on single women with little children. You can see that, right? Let's look at her. Let me show you her real quick. Yep, single mother with 2 children. They like to prey on you. Ladies, you have to be careful. You can't let some lunatic like this drug addict. I mean, it's it's obvious there's something wrong with him. You could tell something wrong with him. He don't have a job. He don't have a pot to piss in, nowhere to throw it. Alrighty, poor baby, poor baby. Resume.
Mississippi.
After being arrested, Jackson Police Chief Joseph Wade says Callihan led officers to the 2 young girls in a wooded area in South Jackson. The 6-year-old was injured. The 3-year-old was dead.
I did not see any gunshot wounds or anything like that, so it appeared possibly suffocation, but that's yet to be determined.
In court Monday, Cox, who has 3 young children of her own, pointed the finger at Callihan. She claimed she had no knowledge of what happened and said the last time she saw the girls, they were alive.
I did.
Friday, Callihan admitted to killing the younger girl, but gave no reason why.
He's not denying anything. He has implicated the young lady that we charged as well. We feel we have a very strong case as we move forward against both of them in this particular matter.
Callihan and Cox, who are both from the Tangipahoa Parish area, also face federal and state charges back in Louisiana.
But I think if there's a case that would definitely rise to the level of the death penalty, this should be it.
The chief says there are still more questions than answers, but knows having Callihan and Cox behind bars.
Look at the girlfriend. She looked like it's something wrong with her too. Look at her. Something wrong with her too. Sick. There's a lot of sick individuals walking around out here, ladies and gentlemen. You have to be very careful. You have to keep your eyes and your ears open and listen to that gut feeling. Because usually that gut feeling is God talking to you, say, something not right. I think you need to leave. Listen to it. I know at times we don't, and we look back and say, oh my God, why I didn't listen. But try to focus on and listen to it. Resume.
Is the safest thing. Callihan was set to have his initial court appearance today as well, but the judge said Callihan was still meeting with the FBI, so that didn't happen. The judge gave Cox a $500,000 bond on the sexual battery charge and no bond on the capital murder charge. Extradition talks are still being hammered out between the district attorney in Louisiana as well as the one here in Mississippi, and also including the U.S. attorney. Reporting from downtown Jackson, Mike McDaniel, WWL Louisiana.
And again, one new piece of information we learned today is that Callie Brunette died of multiple sharp force injuries. That was released by the coroner this morning. Amelia Strahan continues our coverage with what led us to where we are today.
Tangipahoa Parish Coroner Dr. Rick Foster says the 35-year-old Callie Brunette was found dead with multiple sharp force injuries, including stab wounds to her head, neck, back, chest, and abdomen. Foster says that there also appeared to be defense wounds on her arms. On Thursday morning, Brunette's father came to her home in Loranger after not hearing from her for several days. He found his daughter dead, her two children, 6-year-old Jaylee and 3-year-old Aaron, missing. Hours later, local and federal law enforcement arrested 36-year-old Daniel Callihan in Jackson, Mississippi, and found Aaron dead in a wooded area.
Look at his face. You can tell there's something wrong with him. He's a darn lunatic, but we ain't done. We're going to talk about his papa. You know, always like to know who's the mama and daddy. Yeah, we're going to find out about papa. So just hang in there. We're going to hear about his dad. Oh, boy. Resume. If you didn't hit the like, please hit the like and share me out on your social media and all that good stuff. And if you need to reach out to me, look in the description. You'll find my email address. If you need a coaching, dating, love, relationship, tops, relationship, or whatever, or you need to talk to me something on the side, we go from there. Resume.
Nearby. Jaylee was found alive. On Friday, Daniel Callihan unexpectedly admitted to WWL Louisiana to killing Aaron, claiming to suffer from a personality disorder.
I had no reason for what I did. All I know is I want to say I was sober and only on Lexapro and off Lexapro, and I'm also diagnosed borderline with the multiple personality disorder.
According to the
BG and Kendall, did you hear what he just said? Oh, wow. Just proud. Like, it's okay. You know, I'm just a little crazy. I did what I did. You know, whatever. No, he needs to live and suffer. Resume.
Tangipahoa Parish Sheriff's Office, Callihan wasn't acting alone. 32-year-old Victoria Cox was identified as an accomplice.
She is from the Tangipahoa Parish area. The relationship there, I believe that she and Callihan have been intimately involved recently.
Callihan and Cox were both booked on sexual battery and capital murder. Reporting from Tangipahoa Parish, Amelia Strahan, WWL Louisiana.
All right, give me a second here. I'm getting ready to show another clip. Yep. But I have to give, a lot of respect to the sister. Every time I cover these stories, I'm so tired of these family members being enablers. When you basically know that your sibling, your child, your cousin, your niece, your nephew, whatever it is, it's crazy. And you know they did. But they'll just back them up all the way. Even with all the proof, you got DNA, you got blood all over the place, you got the videotapes, everything to prove that this person did it. But these enablers will still back it up. It's sad. Shout out to your sister. And I can tell it's probably been very stressful and you probably was scared to death of your brother. I know you probably was. Somebody like him, oh yeah, he has threatened you. He has done things. And probably, it's used a little girl just being, I don't even want to get into it. Alrighty. Where are we going to get back to it? Wait a minute. I said I'm going to show another clip. So give me a second here. Hmm.
You for joining us.
Okay, I'm going to show you another clip. No, this is not the one with the father, but just hang in there. We're going to get into the father. Woo, boy. All right, let's get it.
Evening. Thank you for joining us. First tonight, you are about to hear directly from Daniel Callihan, the man accused of killing a woman in Loranger before fleeing with her 2 children and ultimately taking the life of her 4-year-old child. Plus, a second person, a woman also in custody for these heinous crimes.
Mr. Callihan, do you have anything to say? Did you kill Aaron Burnett?
Unfortunately, on Lexapro, sober, no drugs in my system, I did.
Why? Why did you kill the 3-year-old girl?
I have no reason for what I did. All I know is I want to say I was sober and only on Lexapro and off Lexapro, and I'm also diagnosed borderline with multiple personality disorder, and I have not got to talk to a lawyer, and I'm on suicide watch, but I'm not suicidal. But
Did you kill her mom? Did you kill her mom?
The Lexapro.
Did you kill her mom?
His mom.
Aaron's mom.
I'm at Rankin County Jail. If y'all would like an interview.
Do you regret what you did?
Completely.
You regret what you did?
I would kill me, and I have told them everything that I did, and I have agreed to not fight it. Speedy trial, and the death chamber, or whatever it is.
Did you hope for the death penalty?
For what I did, lethal injection is the easiest thing for me.
Are you pretending to be crazy?
No, I'm not pretending to be crazy. Look me up in Region 8. Borderline multiple personality disorder. You better look it up.
So you have
pretend to be crazy. I'm certified. I was only at the nut house 2 weeks now.
So you heard it there from the suspect himself.
Okay, I see you, beautiful. I will be emailing you this evening or tomorrow. You hear him, the proud lunatic. He's a proud lunatic. Proud lunatic. Well, let's get back to it.
Himself, Daniel Callihan, admitted to killing 4-year-old Erin Burnett and her mother, Callie. He was taken into custody Thursday after U.S. Marshals tracked him down in Jackson, Mississippi. Callihan led deputies to the 4-year-old's body and the location of her sister, 6-year-old Jaylee Burnett. Jaylee was released from a hospital this afternoon. Callihan faces multiple charges in Mississippi, including capital murder, armed robbery, and sexual battery. He will be extradited back to the Tangipahoa Parish jail, where he is expected to be charged with at least 1 count of first-degree murder. We just showed you Callihan. He had a lot to say while being taken.
This is the lunatic's girlfriend. Look at her. Are you flipping kidding me? Well, I guess you two had something in common. Both of y'all two is lunatics. I wonder what is your medical diagnosis. Curious. Well, we'll find out when it goes to trial. Resume.
Taken away by officers, but that was not the case for his alleged accomplice. Jackson.
Why'd you help him?
Jackson police arrested 32-year-old Victoria Cox for her involvement in the murder and kidnapping. Cox is believed to be in a relationship with Callihan and previously lived less than a mile away from where Callie Burnett was murdered. The Jackson police chief said detectives were not clear on the role Cox played, but said both could face the death penalty if prosecutors choose to follow.
Now, these are my thoughts. I could be completely wrong. I have this strange feeling. The reason why she got involved and did all this crazy because she was just probably jealous because they was having a relationship. The lady that he unalived. Probably was. just sick and twisted, and he was pumping stuff in her head. This is insane. This is truly insane. Was it worth it? Was it worth it? This is another insane chick for her man. For her man. Are you kidding me? And tomorrow we're gonna be getting into another one for my man. Ladies, we got to do better. This is a bunch of BS. We have to do much better. We cannot be doing this. We cannot be laying down with dusties. We can't. Lunatics, dusties, and all this kind of stuff. For what? He ain't have a pot to piss in, nowhere to throw it, nothing to offer you. I'm not trying to blame the victims. My challenge is a teaching challenge so we can learn from it. He don't have a pot to piss in, nowhere. Ain't they beautiful? They all look just like their mom. All of them beautiful. Beautiful. But he don't have a pot to piss in, nowhere to throw it. Don't entertain something like this. And don't bring nothing like this around your children. We can't do this, lady. We cannot. We have to think about our children before we think about ourselves. Or if you don't want to do that, no problem. There's a lot of people feel that way. Don't have children. There's a lot of people that don't want to have children. They know it's a responsibility, and they know having children, you have to put them before you. And some people don't want to do that, and I understand. I respect that. If you don't, just don't have children. That's why a lot of people I had to walk around and say, I'm not having no kids. Because they know what it's all about having children. They like, I don't want to do it. And I have to respect them. My thoughts. Resume.
That route. At a news conference earlier, Daniel Edwards, the sheriff of Tangipahoa, said, in his words, we have a much stronger case today. Alexis Maroney was there. She picks up the story.
Sylvia with Cox and Callihan, both in custody in Jackson, Mississippi. The FBI and law enforcement in 2 states are still working to uncover information about what happened to Callie Burnett and her daughters. Holidays and birthdays will never be the same. Nothing will ever be the same. A mother and child are dead, and the other daughter is recovering from a traumatic event.
I can assure you they're overwhelmed. I mean, obviously they're grief-stricken. They have a lot on their plate to digest.
On Wednesday, 35-year-old Callie Burnett's family couldn't get in touch with her. That night, her car was gone, and the parents got in touch with deputies.
We know that they were concerned, but they were not alarmed, as in obviously what happened. They did not expect that to have happened. They just wanted to report to us that they had not seen her, and that was a little unusual.
Thursday morning, Burnett's father found her dead on her bedroom floor. Her 2 daughters were nowhere in sight. The sheriff and deputies started working around 9 a.m. on an Amber Alert, but the alert didn't go out for another 3 hours.
But it certainly, in hindsight, we wished it had gone out sooner.
State police say the delay happened because information was missing from the Amber Alert form.
I know that we reached out and asked a couple of times what's taking so long. They never told us there's incomplete or missing information. That's not what was given to us. They said they were doing everything they could to move as quickly as they could.
Edwards says Callihan led officers to the woods where Jaylee Burnett was found alive in her mother's car. She was brought to an area hospital. Her younger sister, Erin, her body was found in the woods near the car.
Sure, you know that anytime you have a young victim, such as a 6-year-old, that requires specialized skill and training to be able to interview those and to be able to interrogate and get statements from them.
Now, Sheriff Edwards says he would not release the cause of death for Callie Burnett and her daughter, Erin. He says that's up to the coroner's office. Now, as for Callihan, officials say he's expected to be tried in Mississippi first before trial here in Louisiana.
Okay, I'm going to show another clip. Now we're going to get into his father. This is interesting. We're going to hear about his father. Yes, BG, they was in a relationship together. And I guess he was living in a little shack in the back of the house or something like that. And probably 9 times out of 10, she probably told him, you got to go. She must have seen some signs of something wrong with him. So he figured, oh, you want me to go? Well, this is what I'll do before I go. All right, let's get back to it. Let me show another clip. I'm gonna mute for a second so I can set it up. Now, we're going to learn about his father. This is going to be interesting. Let's get it.
Now,
The man accused of killing a Tangipahoa mother, parish mother, and one of her 2 young daughters is facing a federal charge. We learned that Daniel Callihan appeared in court in Jackson, Mississippi for the murders of Callie Brunette and 4-year-old Aaron Brunette. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Sharice Gibson. And we're also learning not only does Callihan have a violent past of his own, so does his father. More than 30 years ago, Callahan's father killed a young woman from Denham Springs and then escaped from prison. As Mike McDaniel explains, it's bringing up tough memories for that victim's family.
before last week, Virginia Furman had never heard the name Daniel Callihan.
I had no idea who he was.
That was before she got information from a former detective who worked her daughter's homicide case back in April of 1990. Now she's reliving a nightmare.
The man that kidnapped those 2 children is the son of Kelly Wayne Drott, the person that killed Rebecca.
Rebecca Forbes was.
Ladies and gentlemen, please leave me some feedback. Did you just hear this? So, this lunatic's father, where's the lunatic? This lunatic's father is just the same too. And he unalived this girl, his father. So sad. Pretty girl. Pretty. Beautiful eyes, pretty. And this lunatic's father took away her life. Ladies, be careful who you let impregnate you. Please be careful, because their sperm could be tainted with something like this. Resume.
19 when she went to the Italian festival in Independence. That's where Furman says her youngest of 3 daughters met Kelly Wayne Drott and got into his car. He was later convicted of killing her, claiming it was an accident.
He said he pushed her and she hit her head, but he put her in the trunk of the car and threw her off the bridge.
Forbes' body was found 3 weeks later in the Tangipahoa Parish River. Drott was sentenced to more than 20 years in prison, but escaped from a New Orleans facility. While on the run, he shot the woman who helped him escape and kidnapped a teenage girl. Both survived.
So a woman helped him to escape, and then he unalived her. Wow, this is really interesting. Oh, and why is this woman helping you to escape? Ooh, we're going to be talking about that tomorrow. Prison love. Resume.
Drott eventually shot and killed himself.
I had no reason for what I did.
34 years later, Drott's 36-year-old son, Daniel Callihan, is accused of killing 35-year-old Callie Brunette inside her Loranger home and kidnapping her 2 young daughters. The girls were found in Jackson, Mississippi. The youngest, 4-year-old Aaron Brunette, was dead.
Daniel is Kelly's son. That's all there is to it. Like, he always wanted to be like his daddy, but mainly it was because of his mama putting it in his head.
Callahan's half-sister, Dixie Hemphill, does not defend her brother. They don't share the same father, and Hemphill says their mother was abusive. She remembers when Callihan was forced to take ADHD medication as a kid.
My mama would shove it down his throat and he would cry. He never wanted that medicine. I remember. She would punch him in the head, tell him that he was going to be a killer just like his daddy.
Yeah. So the mother's just as crazy too. All right, so she got an infected sperm in her body and created this monster. But she wasn't no help because she's beating on him, abusing him, knocking him in the head. So look at the outcome. And you're telling him you're going to be just like your father. Well, Ma, if you feel that way, why don't you try to go and get him some therapy when he was little to see you can prevent this from happening, because you know what his father's like. So you go to therapy And maybe if you'd have did all this, Ma, these are all my thoughts and opinions, this monster wouldn't have turned out the way he did. And these two people that's unalive would be alive right now. Wow. Child abuse is serious, ladies and gentlemen. It can damage a children so much to the point that you just basically going to destroy their future. Oh boy. I know, can't keep up, right? Yeah. So his father is just as crazy. Well, he's just as crazy as his father. And his father escaped, and some woman helped his father to escape, and then he unalived her. This is insane. You can't make this up, ladies and gentlemen. You can't make it up. Let's resume.
Callihan was a child when his father committed those crimes. Furman had no idea her daughter's killer even had a son. She's holding on to memories of Rebecca that make her smile.
She just loved everybody. She was just a really affectionate, trusting person with a very wonderful personality.
Mike McDaniel, WWL, Louisiana.
Callihan, along with Victoria Cox.
Okay, I got one more other clip we're going to get into, ladies and gentlemen. So let me set it up. Beautiful little girls. Beautiful. One is unalive, and the other one is by herself. She doesn't have a mother or her sister. My prayers to you, beautiful. My prayers to you. I pray whoever is going to be watching will have understanding, love, and compassion. And also, most important, that you get some therapy. Because you've been through a lot and you've seen a lot. I don't even want to get into what happened. I think I know what happened when you was out there. This child needs a lot of help and love and prayers. And not just you, to a whole lot of children that's going through the same thing. Mothers, women, we have to make better decisions of men that we deal with and men that we bring around our children. This crap needs to stop. What the heck is wrong? Let's get to the next clip. All right, this will be the last clip I'm going to show. Let's watch this one, ladies and gentlemen.
Borderline multiple personality disorder. You better look it up.
So you have no...
Crazy. I'm certified. I was only out of nut house 2 weeks now.
That right there was Daniel Callihan. He's here right now at the Jackson, Mississippi Police Department. We're told he is being taken back to Rankin County. You heard it yourselves when we asked him why he did it. He said he had no reason. He says that he did do it. He did kill that little girl, unfortunately.
And how much you want to bet? I'm going to really follow this story, find out more. How much you want to bet? When she met him, he was plotting to do this for a minute. Looking at those little girls, if you know what I mean. And you're right, BG. She was a doll. Beautiful. Beautiful children. The mother's pretty. All of them. Beautiful. Whole future ahead. This is such a sad story. We have to do better, ladies. We have to do better. And especially as us being mothers, we are the nurturers. Let's get back to it.
Again, he is being taken back to Rankin County Jail. The Jackson, Mississippi Police Department tells me that his charges right now include capital murder and sexual battery. Again, he is being taken right now to Rankin County Jail. We are being told that multiple agencies are dealing with this investigation, including FBI, both Mississippi and the FBI in New Orleans, as well as Tangipahoa Parish Sheriff's Office, the Sheriff's Office here in Jackson, as well as the Jackson, Mississippi Police Department. About an hour and a half ago, we did see his accomplice, Victoria Cox. She was also walked out of the Jackson, Mississippi Police Department and also taken out of here, but she is being taken to Raymond County. We're told that's where she will be held. We're also told that she is also facing capital murder charges as well as sexual battery.
And this lunatic heifer over here gets on my nerves. What is up with these women supporting these monster men? We're gonna get into that one tomorrow. I don't get it. What did you see in him? Why would you? Only thing I could see is you're just as crazy. You're a lunatic too. Why would you help him to do such a crime like this? Why would you be okay with that? Only unless you're just as crazy too. Well, I'm glad you're alive and you're going to pay for it. You're going to suffer for what you and this other lunatic did to that little girl and to the mother. And now the one that's alive is scarred for the rest of her life because of you. And when she probably was looking at you as a woman, she was probably looking at you, probably crying and begging for help. Help me, please, help me. But you didn't care. You didn't care, did you? You piece of crap. I can't stand her. Reason.
Battery. Again, this is going to be a very long investigation, but you heard it. Daniel Callihan, who was just walked out of the Jackson, Mississippi Police Department, admitted to us that he did kill that young girl. Again, he says that he's not sure why. He mentioned some health issues, some mental health issues, and blamed it on some of those as well as the medicine he is taking right now. He says that he would talk and he would give information up. We know that he's been questioned for quite some time. I'm sure there's still some questioning to be done, both of him and his accomplice, Victoria Cox. We're unsure right now the capacity in which Victoria Cox helped Daniel Callihan. We're told that at some point she was in a hotel with Daniel Callihan and those two young girls on Wednesday. The Tangipahoa Parish Sheriff's Office says the timeline right now is a little murky and they're still working to get some clearer information to really track this all out and see exactly what happened between Tuesday night and Thursday afternoon. Earlier this afternoon, we went to Bossier, which is the area where Jackson police found Callihan and that little girl, and there was still an active scene out there. Again, that was a few hours ago now, so we're unsure if they left the scene and how much they found or how long they were out there, but they did tell us that they were still collecting evidence. So again, this is a very thorough investigation. We just saw Daniel Callihan walk out of the Jackson, Mississippi Police Department, and he is being taken to the Rankin County Jail, and his accomplice, Victoria Cox, was taken not long ago to Raymond. Reporting live in Jackson, Mississippi, Alyssa Curtis, WWL Louisiana.
Alyssa, based on what he was just saying as he was being walked outside of the Jackson jail, I know we heard earlier from Sheriff Daniel Edwards about the fact that after that interview they initially had with him, they got as much as they could. It seems like he told you guys maybe a lot of what he told Sheriff Edwards.
Yeah, it seems like he was not shy about telling us any information.
BG, we on the same page. Donna, the little girl, probably trusted her and not him. I know. Probably saw her, was like, please help me. Oh God, I feel like crying. Wow. This is insane. But this happens so often, ladies and gentlemen, so often. All right, let's get through this last clip and then I'll let y'all go. Because you'll be seeing a lot of me this week. I got so much stuff to talk about. Oh boy.
We know that he was questioned quite extensively since the time that he was arrested yesterday. We're told that he gave up some pretty a lot of information to the agencies that questioned him. And like you guys saw when he walked out of those doors, he was not shy about saying that he did kill that young girl. And I asked him if he regretted it, and he said that he did. He says that he wants to be given the death penalty. He said, for what I did, lethal injection would be the easy way out. You heard it from his mouth right here on.
Oh, he wants to die. You see? Don't give it to him. This is what he wants. No, we're not doing that. You're going to suffer. You're going to think about what you did every day. You and your lunatic girlfriend. Both of y'all two going to think about what you did every day. How the kids were screaming and crying. For what? And the sister was asking for help. There's something wrong with my brother. Nobody wanted to listen. They would have listened. These two people would have been alive. And the sister would not have to go through all this trauma. That poor girl. Her life hasn't even started and it's already screwed. Ladies, we have to make better choices. We have to be careful who we bring around our children. You want to do what you want to do? I understand. Going out there, have fun, whatever. But you can't bring it around your children. And if you do want to go out there, don't have kids. This shouldn't have happened. This really shouldn't have happened. My prayers to the mother and to the daughter and to the one that's alive, the daughter that's alive. She needs a lot of prayers. I just pray that she has a good family that's compassionate, understanding, and loving for her, because she's alive and she witnessed so much. She might have witnessed her sister being unalived. You know how much trauma this is? And all he can say, oh, I got borderline personality disorder and I take pills, Resume.
Channel 4, he says that he did it, and he gave up quite a lot of information. So we're going to see how long this investigation takes. We're going to also see what Victoria Cox says, and if her information matches what Daniel Callihan's information says and what he gave to authorities. If it matches up, I'm sure that would be helpful to police in continuing this investigation and finalizing those charges and the prosecution. Again, there's still a lot to be learned in this investigation. So we're going to, of course, stay on top of it and see what other information we can get.
Alyssa, have you gotten any indication from law enforcement who the victim of the sexual battery might be?
We have not. Right before you guys came to us and right before Daniel Callihan walked out of those doors, they just said capital murder and sexual battery. We're unsure who the victim of that sexual battery is. I'm sure in time that will come out, but guys, that information came out quite literally 30 seconds before Daniel Callihan walked out. So we're going to follow up on that information. I'm going to ask the PIO and see if we can get information regarding the victim. But that is those are the charges right now, both for Daniel Callihan and Victoria Cox. The Jackson Police Department told us they're both being charged with capital murder and sexual battery. We do know at some point, Victoria Cox was in a motel room with Daniel Callihan, and we're told the two young girls, that was the Tangipahoa Parish Sheriff's Office says that was on Wednesday. So again, the timeline is unclear, and there's still a lot of information that I'm sure authorities need to figure out at this moment.
Absolutely, and this is certainly an unusual case. Not often that we hear a confession to murder live on television. Thank you so much, Alyssa, for bringing us the latest there. Now, Lily Cummings is covering the story for us as well. She's joining us live tonight.
He didn't just confess. He did a proud confession. He's proud of what he did. Resume.
Tonight from Tangipahoa Parish. She has an update from the sheriff there who filled us in on the investigation earlier today. Lily?
Katie, that's right. You just heard from Alyssa going over some of the charges that Callihan will face in Mississippi. Well, here's what he will face in Tangipahoa Parish. He's looking at first-degree murder, armed robbery, and 2 counts of aggravated kidnapping. Mississippi authorities, as you just heard Alyssa say, have also said that they will press charges for the death of 4-year-old Aaron Brunette. Now, we learned more about the accomplice that was arrested in connection to this case, 33-year-old Victoria Cox. Cox was seen at a motel in Jackson on Wednesday with 36-year-old Daniel Callihan and the Brunette girls. Authorities in Jackson located and arrested Cox and began questioning her. The sheriff says it's unknown what Mississippi plans to charge her with, but as you just heard from Alyssa, we're now learning that it is capital murder.
I'm mad at this lunatic, but I would like to beat the crap out of his girlfriend. Because I have this strange feeling. Those little girls are just pleading to her because she was a woman, because we nurturers, we're caring. Let me give you an example what I'm talking about. God forbid a child is with the parent, right? So the child's with the parent. Let's say it's a carnival fair. I don't know, whatever you want to say situation. The child gets, disappears from the parent. What do children really go to? They'll go to a woman. Please help me to find my mommy and daddy. They'll go to a woman before they'll go to a man. Because we nurturers. They figure, women would understand, would look out for the child. And that's why I just have this vision in my head that these little girls was pleading with her, but she didn't care. This is another one, what she would do for the wood stick. Yeah, I'm talking about her. Let's get into this heifer right here. This is another woman will do anything for the wood stick. This carrot head wood stick. This is ridiculous. I'm so angry with her. Just the same way when I was covering that trial with the ham hock. His girlfriend, I can't remember her name right now. You see this little girl outside at what time of morning? And you didn't go out there and try to get her and do anything? Y'all women need to stop this. Y'all need to stop this. This obsession over the wood stick. And it's no good. But you gotta have it, right? Well, you ain't gonna be having it no more, because your ass gonna be locked up in jail for the rest of your life, you piece of crap. All right, let's get back to it.
Murder as well as sexual battery. TPSO is still working to figure out how she was involved and if they will press any charges against her. Meantime, the sheriff says his detectives were able to interview Daniel Callihan last night. Here's what he had to say about that interview.
What I'm prepared to say is our case is stronger after interviewing him than before. What I think, based on all the evidence we have to date, and we're still gathering more, and what I think in relation to the statement that he gave yesterday, and you add everything up, that if you believe in the death penalty and you're a supporter of the death penalty, I don't know how you can believe that this is not an appropriate case to charge someone and try to get the death penalty.
And the sheriff was asked about a motive in this case. He said at this time, that's unknown. As you just heard him answer Alyssa's question as to why he did it, he said he didn't know. So at this time, motive is still unclear. Obviously, this is a case that involves 2 different homicides in 2 different states, crossing state lines. So jurisdiction is still up in the air. Obviously, the sheriff saying that Mississippi has the right to press their charges and complete those before he's extradited back to Tangipahoa Parish to face those here. So that will be an ongoing process as well. Reporting live in Tangipahoa Parish, Lily Cummings, WWL Louisiana.
All right, Lily, thank you so much. And as you just saw live on television, Daniel Callihan was being walked outside of the Rankin County Jail over in Jackson, Mississippi.
Why did you kill the 3-year-old girl?
I had no reason for what I did. All I know is I want to say I was sober and only on Lexapro and off Lexapro. And I'm also diagnosed borderline with multiple personality disorder. And I have not got to talk to a lawyer. And I'm on suicide watch, but I'm not suicidal. But I think it was the side effects of the Lexapro.
Did you kill her mom?
It was mom. irresponsible. I'm at Rankin County Jail if y'all would like a interview.
Do you regret what you did?
BG, did you hear this clown saying, I'm at what you call if you want an interview? Did you hear this, BG? This is, oh my gosh. If you want an interview. But it's strange how he doesn't want to say he did anything to the mother. Interesting. All right. And I see you, Lisa, creeping through the back door. This is insane.
Completely.
You regret what you did?
I would kill me, and I have told them everything that I did, and I have agreed to not fight it. Speedy trial, and the death chamber, whatever it is.
Do you hope for the death penalty?
For what I did, lethal injection is the easiest thing for me.
Are you pretending to be crazy?
No, I'm not pretending to be crazy. Look.
He wants a death penalty too bad. Don't give it to him. It's like he had this whole thing planned out. Oh, yeah. You see it, BG. He loves the attention. He just said, I'll be at whatever, jail or prison if you want to interview me. Have you ever heard of something like this, BG? I've never heard of this. This is something new to me. He's proud. He's a lunatic. Let's get back to it. I'm about to end.
Me up in Region 8, borderline multiple personality disorder.
That is Daniel Callihan.
All right, you just heard from Daniel Cox.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's just the end. I'm not gonna show any more clips and everything. I'm done with that. But I will be back tomorrow because we got to get into another one for me. Another situation. Are you flipping kidding me? I just can't. What BG said, maybe he didn't do anything to the mom. Maybe the girlfriend. Or that's a good one. She might have been so jealous because they was together. Another situation, BG, for my man. I understand you want to stand by your man. I understand you want to do everything for your man. I'm with that all the way. But that's when you have a good man who's a provider, who's a protector, who respects you, and he's consistent on his actions. But if he's not consistent with those actions, why are you worshiping the wood stick? Why are you doing for my man? I don't get it. I don't get it. And unfortunately, one of the angels is gone. And unfortunately, the other one is alive and has to remember this for the rest of her life. This is insane. Beautiful. She had beautiful girls. And the sister was crying for help to say was something wrong with her brother, but no one wanted to listen. No one did. But the mama wasn't no help, telling him you're going to be just as crazy as your daddy. Knocking him up on the side of his head. So he turned out to be what we see right now. A lunatic monster. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. I'm sorry I have here forever, but stay tuned for some more tomorrow of Donna Just Being Real. And tomorrow we're going to get into another one of For My Man. Yes, we will. All right, so we're going to have a moment of silence for the angel that's unalive and prayers for the one that is, that she'll be able to get through this. Prayers. Moment of silence, ladies and gentlemen.